Alright, this is the Merchant of Venice, passage 3, line 249 to line 270. This here, I have it done here, is the Bassanio reaction to the letter from Antonio. He reacts as though Antonio is dead already, asking Salario for clarification and confessing his boasting to Portia. So start off, we have the "Oh sweet Portia, here are a few of the unpleasant words that ever blotted paper." This shows that Bassanio is aware of the situation of what had happened to Antonio, and is now very sad. This is shown here in the diction, unpleasant word that ever blotted paper. So in addition, it shows that Bassanio is extremely sad that his friend Antonio is now in Peru. So this is important. I'm going to highlight it yellow. Gentle lady, when I did first imparted my love to you, I freely told you all the wealth I had running in my veins. I was a gentleman. This here, Bassanio is retelling Portia that when he first met her, he told her of all the wealth he had, but actually those wealth that he have accumulated was all from his friend Antonio. So this related to the second half of the claim I made in the beginning. So let's highlight this green, because I like green. And then I told you true, and yet, dear lady, rating myself at nothing, you shall see how much I was a braggart. This again, connecting back to the one I have highlighted in green. It shows that all of Bassanio's wealth is actually borrowed from Antonio, which he haven't even paid up yet. This what shows the tone here is really sad and empathetic, because he used "Oh sweet Portia," and then he would use "gentle lady," and then there's a colon here, a two dot, so there will be a pause, and have "I was a gentleman." So this really slowed down the pace of the passage and shows that Bassanio is really sad. When I told you my stake was nothing, I should then have told you that I was worse than nothing, for indeed I have engaged myself to a dear friend. This is related back to the point before, that how Bassanio have borrowed money from Antonio. So I like this screen because it's important. Engaged my friend to his mere enemy to feed my means. This here shows that basically Bassanio is retelling Portia how he borrowed money from Antonio, and now he reveals that he actually borrowed money from Shylock, who is a Jewish, and during this time, this period, Jewish and Christian, they are not on friendly terms, and Jewish are usually persecuted as being evil and such. Here's a letter, lady, the paper as the body of my friend. This here shows the sadness in Bassanio, and it shows the how he is really sad that his friend Antonio is as good as dead now. And here you notice, in here they have a lot of semicolon, a lot of commas, even more commas. This slows down pace. It slows down the pace a lot, further showing that Bassanio is extremely sad and shocked by this letter. No, I mean, sorry, not so much shocked, but more saddened by the letter. And every word it needs a gaping wound issuing lifeblood. This here is the same as the one up above. Shows that Bassanio is really dreadful. But is it true, Salario, that have all his venture fail, what, not one hit? From Tripolis, from Mexico and England, from Lisbon, Barbarian, India. In the beginning of in the second half of the play, we learned that Antonio's ship has been sunk. One of his ship was sunk, and then after a while, we learned that two of his ship has sunk. Now we learned that actually all of his ship has sunk. So all 6 of the ship has sunk, and this makes Bassanio really unbelievable in the sheer luck, tough luck. This is different because in contrast, this here they have a lot of question mark and commas, but this doesn't slow down the pace. This actually quickens the pace as it's shown that Bassanio is getting more emotional, more panic, and disbelieving in the fact that Antonio actually lost all of his ship in one go. And not one vessel escaped the dreadful touch of merchant Mary docks. It shows that the wreck are caused by nature, and despite piracy being rampant in those times. So this have a connection to a lot of Shakespeare's theme, as in a lot of his plays he have the theme of being faith, having faith, and faith play a major role. So not one vessel escaped the dreadful touch of merchant Mary docks. This related to how faith, that the fact that Antonio's ship was wrecked is caused by faith and by God's will. There's no way he could have changed it, and that's why Bassanio sounds so dreadful, so very dreadful, and just accepting that his friend is as good as dead, like the diction depicted here, gaping wound issuing lifeblood. Oops. So in conclusion, this passage shows the Bassanio reaction to the letter from Antonio. He reacts as though Antonio is as good as dead already. So, and then he proceeds to asking Salario for clarification and confessing his boasting to Portia. And this shows how related a lot of Shakespeare's theme as faith play a major role, and that Bassanio have a lot of feeling and empathetic to both Portia and Antonio, but mostly Antonio on the second half of the passages, and Portia on the first half of the passages. All right.